Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Again, we have another blue on blue battle. Today we have Captain Cautious Richard fighting as the fighting first, and we have Snake Eyes Jimmy fighting as the British Armoured Fist. Both quite different builds on the list, so we have a very much attacking styled Americans and a defensive style British. But these I got another battle with Dave soon because we're practicing for something I've been wanting to bring into the channel for a while, and hopefully you guys will find it entertaining. So let's have a look at the lists. Okay, so this is what Jimmy is taking today. It is a British rifle company. So we have a HQ, which is 2 teams, and then we have 2 full rifle platoons. So that is 7 rifle teams, a little mortar that doesn't fire a template, and a boys anti-tank rifle, which may or may not do anything. We then have a section of 6 mortars, 4 Vickers heavy machine guns, 4 6-pounders, and 3 universal carriers, and that is all one formation there. In support, we have 4 25-pounders, and we have 3 Churchill IIIs. So we also have Artillery Expert, which is great because you get to move your ranged in marker at the start of the game, and we also have the Lucky Command card. I asked Jimmy what did he think was a key unit for him today, and he has gone again for the 25-pounders, or the 6-pounders, or the Churchill IIIs. So pretty much same as he always picks, but these guys tend to do a good shift. Especially for Jimmy, the 25-pounders have had quite a few very good games for him. Okay, so this is Jimmy's list. As you can see, this is just the printout of it, so I'll say what I'm looking forward to seeing. Probably the Churchill IIIs coming in and causing a bit of trouble, but most likely we'll probably see some 6-pounders in ambush, and against aggressive tanks, maybe they will pop a decent amount when they appear. Okay, so this is what Richard is going to be running for the Americans. We have an M3 Lee company. So we have a HQ of 2 Lees, one of which has a long barrel upgrade. We then have a platoon of 4, one of which has the upgrade for long barrel. We then have 4 Shermans, 3 T-30 assault guns, 3 armoured mortars, and a armoured reconnaissance unit. So that's 2 scout cars, an MG Jeep, and a mortar Jeep. So that's all one formation, and both the T-30s and the mortars are upgraded to old Ironsides, so they might actually be able to range in a bit easier. In support, we have 4 Stuarts and a full armoured rifle platoon. Rounding off to 100 points, we have the Hail Mary card, which is basically the American version of Lucky in mid-war. Okay, Rich is this very mobile, very good for an attacking or manoeuvre stance, and he has plenty of artillery to back him up. Of course, old Ironsides are very good. Sorry with my little boy in the background. Yeah, and the only problem is going to be the skill ratings for the Americans. Okay, so we deployed. Richard picked manoeuvre, Jimmy picked defend, so we got no retreat. So for the British, we have 1 platoon here, the Vickers heavy machine guns, the HQ, and the universal carriers, and then we have the other platoon over here with the 25-pounders at the back. And you can see objective here and here, a string of mortars over here, and then there's just 1 covering this side. In ambush we have the 6-pounders, and in reserve Churchills and the mortars. For the Americans on this side we have the recon, and then that side everything else. So the recon are ranged in by here, and then everything is ranged in over here. So we have the mortars, the assault guns, and then the mortar from the infantry over there. So we have Richard will be having first turn, so good luck to you both.
Yep, best luck.
Yep. We'll see how this goes. Okay, Richard's movement, everything is moved up, everything's all tactical, yes, Rich?
Yeah.
Okay, so the American infantry dismounted, moved into these buildings, half tracks behind, and everything's still going this way apart from the Stuarts and the armoured recon. So, as I like to call it for the Americans, the artillery phase with the shoot-in, so we go into shoot-in phase. Okay, so the Americans ranged in here with the Jeeps, got no hits. This unit is pinned though, thanks to the recon and the infantry platoon, and one guy actually got killed by a 30 cal from the recon. Yeah. Over here, the mortars ranged in right by there, and the other mortar, the single mortar ranged in, the T-30s failed to. This unit got pinned, and we got 1-8 was rolled over here from the leads, and I get it, they didn't film that, but yeah, so there we go. We had an 8 being converted on the channel. So now we're going to British turn 1. Okay, so starting up, you've got your pinned down units, James. You got one by here, so they're not Anzacs, so they're rallying on a 4. They get it, and then the other platoon over here also rally, and you just said you're not bringing in your ambush yet, no. But you do get 1 dice for reserves on a 5 up. No. Do you have the? Oh, is he going to use the lucky card? He is. No, that was close. That was very close. So we go into British. Probably not going to be moving much. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so the 25 pounders were already ranged in where the artillery segment work, thanks to artillery experts, but they cannot be, the ranging marker can't be seen, so that applies +1, and actually these guys are all careful, so leading 5s and only 1 mortar jeep got hit and he passed his save. And then over here, the Vickers ranged in right by here, hit everything and actually killed the mortar jeep. So not bad really, and then that was it. Everything else is going to remain gone to ground, so we go into American turn 2. Okay, so the Americans are trudging along, doing all tactical moves. Infantry are moving into the buildings, tried doing a follow me but failed. Half tracks did a cross here to get over the walls here. Sherman's moved in. Stuart's are moved in, and the recon is moving round. So we have artillery hailing down again. Are you going to start with smoke, Rich?
Yeah.
Smoke is coming this time. So we will see that, and we'll see what might get killed in this round of shooting. Okay, so a lot of shooting going on over here. Only 4 hits on the infantry here. Luckily no kills. Did have a bunch of fail saves. This is where the smoke has gone. And it was the T-30, no, the mortars who ranged in. Yep. Another barrage here, pinning the infantry, but no kills. And that is it. So now we go into British turn 2. Starting up, we have motivation. So British infantry who are pinned over here need a 4 up to rally. And they do. Very rallying. Is your ambush coming in, James?
Yes.
Okay, so place them, and what I'll do, roll your 2 dice for reserves, and then we'll see where the reserves end up. Yes, the church. Are you bring the mortars in or Churchills?
I will decide.
Okay. Okay, so this is where the Churchills have ended up doing a cross-country dash, and this is where the 6 pounders ended up. The ridge would have been a brilliant place, but with the smoke in the way, it will limit what they can fire. And at least now they can cover this objective, and there's a bit of a channel that they can see at least 1 platoon of Americans. But because they're in the open, they have to be over 16 inches away. So we go into British shooting, and there's plenty more to do this time, so we will maybe record some of it this time. Okay, so we're just about to see what happens with the 6 pounders. The 25 pounders ranged in right by here. Second attempt, and they've killed 2 American rifle teams, a bazooka, and they have bailed one of the Shermans, and then the Vickers opened up on the Iraqi unit and killed the Jeep, and that's it. No more shooting, everything else is staying gone to ground. So now we have the 6 pounders. They can all see at least someone in this unit. It is long range, so that is 6 shots hitting on 4s. And that is a hit each.
Ooh, yeah.
Your front armour is 5.
Goes up to 6.
So the only one rolled differently is the long barreled one, because that's the only one who's significantly different.
Yep.
So if
I'll do that last.
Okay, so we have so front armour is 6, so that goes through.
Yep.
And then roll the long one, and that goes through. So 6-pounders are firepower 4. So
short.
Short one. Bailed. Second one. Kill.
Oh.
So
Ouch.
kill and a bailed.
Yeah.
Okay, so American turn 3. We have motivation. So we have a motivation on this Lee here, who will get a reroll 4+ to get back in. Gets a 6. And then the Sherman also needs a 4 to get back in. Gets a 3. And then to rally your infantry, a 4. That should be enough.
Yeah.
Is enough.
3+.
3+ for the Americans. So the Americans continue to rumble, apart from the Sherman. Okay, American movement, the axis of attack is changing onto this side now, so the Stuarts have actually remained stationary, so the recon, the Shermans are moving round, infantry are now back in the half tracks. The mortar half tracks have done a cross here, but one of them is still stuck in the palm groves. The 3 Lees are moving to this side of the town, and the HQ tried getting through the gate but has failed his cross check. So the other one is kind of stuck there for a little bit. So that is it. And they did a cross here as well. So no shooting from them either. So we're going into American shooting. Okay, American shooting. This unit is pinned, but I've taken no further casualties. Over here, this unit is also pinned and took 1 casualty. So the British at the moment are down to, casualty-wise, 2 infantry teams, but with both pinned. And that is it. So we go into British turn 3. Okay, so motivations. We have the pinned unit by here, needing a 4. Excellent. And then the other unit needing a 4. Don't need the Anzac card, James. Excellent. So, and then obviously the 3 dice will be being rolled for reserves, so the mortars will be coming on. So we'll just bring them on. So we'll see you after movement. Okay, British movement. Churchills are moving up. The 6-pounders are also starting to reposition, and the mortars are in, forming like just holding hands, walking in nicely, and that is it. So everything's unpinned, and we're going into shooting. I think Churchills will probably be the only interesting thing that we might have, so we'll record that bit. Not saying that your shooting is boring, Richard. Okay, shooting summary so far. 25-pounders ranged in second attempt here, got nothing this time. Vickers heavy machine guns have opened up onto the scout cars, got a lot of hits but nothing. The only 6-pounder who didn't move shot at this bailed out Sherman but got no kills. So now the Churchills are firing, so 2 of them have open long range shots onto the Shermans, so that will be onto 4s. 1 hit, and then you have the other guy with a concealed long range shot on a 5. No. So your front armour goes to 7, so it would be a 3 to equal.
Okay. No.
Bailed, and now firepower time.
Kill. Yeah.
So it's this guy right by there, pops.
Yeah.
And that is it, so now we're going to American turn 4. Okay, just 1 motivation for Richard. It is a bailed out Sherman.
On a 4+.
No, he stays bailed out, but they're still in good spirits because there's still 2 of them active. And that's it, so we're going into your movement. Okay, so movement wise, this side down here hasn't moved. The Shermans have moved into cover, and the Lees are moving back now to press their attack on here since the 6-pounders moved. And oh, and of course the half tracks are moving up as well. So that is it. So now we go into American shooting.
Okay.
Oh, and further note, the half track failed to get out of the palms again, so these 2 are going to be having to re-roll their hits. Okay, American shooting. Mortars failed the range in here. These guys took a lot of fire, 5 hits exactly, a lot of the main gun shots as well from Stuart, but no one died. And then over here, another infantryman has died because, was it the copula, the turret of the... Yeah, of course, it's always the turret. Managed to kill, needing a 7 to hit, which it did, and then passing the 4+ firepower. But that was it, they're not even pinned over there. But, as you can see, there's smoke there again. So we go into British turn 4. So only one rally, needing a 4-up. Pass on a 6.
Yep.
Literally the Anzac card would not be needed. Okay, British movement. Churchills have moved down here, and the 6-pounders attempted to dig in, but failed. And that is it. So now we're going to British shooting. Okay, British shooting. It has happened. The Vickers heavy machine guns have actually bailed the scout car. A Stuart got bailed, and a half-track round here got bailed. These guys rolled snake eyes on their dice, needing to hit the half-tracks, so no more over there. So we'll go straight into American motivation. We have a lot of things to get back in. So we have a Sherman getting back in on a 4, Richards.
Yep.
Gets back in. The Stuart needs a 4 to get back in.
Yep.
Gets back in and double check. Yeah, they're confident. And then Scout Car needs a 4 to get back in.
Yes.
Gets a 6. What a waste. And that is it. So now we can get back into American turn 5. And the half track on a 6. No, 3. So the half track is bailed. But the infantry can come out.
Yep.
Okay, movement-wise, this left flank is on the move. These guys did a terrain dash because of the wreck, otherwise they'd have to go through a minefield. The HQ is moving to potentially do an assault. The infantry are out. The Shermans are moving on this side as well, and the Stuarts are moving as well. These guys are moving because there is a small gap in the minefields going around this way. So we go into shooting for the Americans. Okay, so far another infantry team has been dropped over here. I think out by an LMG again. The T-30s tried ranging over here. They did, but got no hits. A Vickers heavy machine gun has been dropped as well by the Stuarts. And that is it for shooting. So now we're going to be moving into an assault. And these guys are pinned, so they probably won't stop this assault coming in. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so the Americans made it in, but they did lose 2 rifle teams. Didn't take any casualties. The British did not take any casualties in the assault, but then failed their counterattack. So the Americans are somehow calling this a win, but they're still no closer to the objective. Well, other than 4 inches, shall we say. So now we're going to British turn 5. Okay, motivations. Which pin do we going to do first? The Vickers heavy machine guns, and they rally on a 5, and more importantly, the infantry up here. Do not rally, and you use your lucky card, but you can always dig them in, and they can go to ground. So we go into British movement, turn 5. Okay, British movement. Churchills have moved to get shots up here, and they're staying outside of range of the bazookas. Universal carriers have moved up. And one of the 6-pounders have moved to see the Lees. And that is it for British movement, so now we go into shooting. And the British infantry failed to dig in. Okay, shooting. Smoke has been popped by the mortars by here, covering this line here. The 25-pounders ranged in right on top of that half-track and killed the 2 remaining rifle teams of the Armoured Rifle Platoon. The Universal Carriers managed to get another bazooka, so at the moment there's just 3 bazookas here, and the 2 LMGs are back here. The 6-pounders and Churchills opened up at this troop of Lees, only getting bails. In fact, one had a double bail, but no penetrating hits whatsoever. The Lees are just bouncing it, and so many hits going in on them as well. And that's it, so we now go into American turn 6. Okay, so motivation, so he will get a reroll, so he's not back in.
So if you do 4,
he's back in, and then you got the other one as well who needs to get back in. He's back in, and then the half track, of course, needs a
6, is it?
6 to get back in. Nope. And then the rally the infantry.
This half track.
To get that guy back in. Nope. And then a 3 plus to rally the infantry. They do not rally. Remember, you do have that Hail Mary card.
I could move them back into the half tracks?
Yes, you can.
Could I then move the half tracks towards, or they'd have to go?
The active ones, yes, you can move. Okay?
Fab.
Right, so that is it. So, there we go. Okay, so the Lees and the Shermans are moving around. It's just these two here that are contesting the objective. The infantry have moved back into their half tracks and are here. And the one Stuart has moved around here. He's not contesting the objective, but he can launch an assault onto the Vickers heavy machine guns. And that's it. So now we're going to American shooting.
It's going to be...
Okay, so things got quite bloody that turn. So basically, two rifle teams got dropped here by a combination of Stuarts and scout cars. And the 6-pounders have been pinned, and one is dead from the M3 Lees. And that's it. And now we have assaults. Okay, so after both assaults, the Americans won over here, managed to kill a 6-pounder, and the other one was too far away, so the assault was over but had to pull back. So these two are now within 8, and then over here, the Stuarts, the only one who managed to get in, managed to kill 2 bases in the end, and they're also contesting the objective. So that is it. So now we're going to British turn 6. Okay, so you have some rallies to do. So what do you want to do first? Okay, so Vickers first. Does not rally. The infantry rally, and then the 6-pounders rally, and then you have a last stand on the Vickers, but with a reroll because the HQ is right by there. Yeah, there you go. That's the first unit fully killed in the game. Okay, and now we go into British movement. Okay, British movement. The universal carriers are moved and the Churchills are moved to get better shots on the Lees over here. Doesn't seem overly much can be done about these two Stuarts contesting the objective. It might be an artillery job, so we'll get into it. And we could film all this and not that much happening really. Okay, starting off, artillery ranging in, requiring a 3-up. These are the 25-pounders. Failed in the first attempt, failed in the second attempt. Passing. So 3s now become 5s, so 2 dice. Neither, well, to be fair, James, even if you ranged in on the first, it wouldn't have made any difference.
They wouldn't have made any difference.
Okay, but they ranged in. Okay, so now we're going over to the other area. So this 6-pounder is in, one Lee is in the front arc, so but you can only hit one of them, so that'll be 2 dice hitting on 3s, 2 hits, and then the other guy can hit 2 as well, which is only 2 left. So there we go. So Richard, we have your armour saves.
So what do I need?
Front armour 5, so 4 will equal. So one has 1 hit, which is a pen, and then another guy has 2 hits on him. So bounce, pen. So both are bailed. Will they die? One dies, one doesn't. But unfortunately, there's still a unit contesting the objective down here. But we do have some Churchills to shoot. Okay, so the Churchills did have one final say in the turn. They killed the HQ unit, but the HQ did manage to get out, and he is now in this bailed out Lee. So we go into American turn 7. Okay, starting off, we have a remount on a 4-up here. Nope, but you get a reroll because there's your HQ. Nope. And then you have a remount 2 half tracks, so the 50 cal needing a 6. Nope, and then 30 cal needing a 6. Nope. And your infantry is still pinned as well, so they rally on a 3. No. So we go then, so we go into American turn 7. Okay, we have movement, so basically 2 of the Stuarts have moved up to get into assault range on this infantry, so if they push back, they should be outside of 8, contesting 4 inches, not 8. And then the Shermans have moved around here just to pummel what's left over here and tie up the British resources. And that is it, so we go into shooting. Okay, shooting, the main bit is down here, so basically we're down to 1 6-pounder and 2 Churchills because the Shermans managed to take one out, and the artillery was really devastating this turn. I think quite a lot of infantry dropped down here, but over here nothing has been killed, so it's down to assault. So basically at the moment, the 2 HQ teams and the unit leader for this platoon are the only ones holding this objective, and these are the only 2 guys who can go in. So we'll move them in and we'll just roll because it might be Short and sweet. So assault. So
Yeah,
they move
fist.
in, and then luckily the boy's anti-tank rifle has died. So we need a 5 to kill that guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nope.
and a 5 to kill the EXO. We
Yes.
do get a kill there. So then, James, you get 1 dice to counter-attack, which you fail, but you get a reroll for the HQ.
Oh!
And unfortunately, that will be game.
Hard luck. Oh my word.
Really.
Wow. Really close.
And basically, Richard, you lost
Everything.
just 1 unit, I think. You lost. Oh no,
Just that,
just the platoon.
because he's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be 8-1 somehow, but
But it's
it could have
very
been an
close.
8-1 victory to Jimmi at the end, unfortunately. Is just that Stuart going there was enough. And it was actually the Stuarts who did it,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate.
But yeah, really interesting game. Like we used the whole breadth and
Okay,
Churchill's having to run around. And
Man of the match time, James. Sorry, dude. It was so close.
so close. You really pushed. I think we both played really well.
I think that, like, just for the Churchills, they forced them at the end there, killing off these leads down here, forced just an extra hard.
I give it to Churchill's because they were. I was just like.
Made you play so much more different because you have to be so wary of them moving around as well.
Yeah.
And you, Richard?
Stuart's.
I think they have actually killed They killed the Vickers, and they won the game.
Yeah, the Stuarts, just the moment they came through that hole there, they just rolled straight in and nothing.
Well, the fact is, if that's one Stuart didn't come through.
Yes.
That way,
Yeah.
You'll have to check that because it's the second time. Yeah. So I think what we're able to say it's about 5. If you put 5 inches between
Just about.
each minefield.
I think the infantry
cover.
can sneak through because obviously
Yeah.
the infantry base, just representative, they can just squeeze through. But yeah, that Stuart coming around here to get that assault off here on the Vickers and roll in 2 successful, so needing 5s to get through this. So basically we have a Stuart tank here, which is this guy, has killed 3 guys this game in assault, needing 5s. Which shows how loaded these American dice are.
Yeah, good American dice.
But yeah, that's it. So we
Very
are
close.
warming up for something big. James has got lots to think about now. Richard maybe not so much to think of.
Oh yeah, don't dismount your infantry if you can get shots and be a little bit more aggressive.
Okay, so we have one more practice game between me and Dave. I won't actually be using my potential list because I've already settled on it and I don't think it's going to change. So that is it. So until then, stay safe.